We have a slight discrepancy between my iPhone and the laser clock or whatever we have up there.
That clock.
That clock?
Yeah.
But anyway. It's got to be within just a few seconds. Oh, it just moved. Good evening. We'll call this meeting to order of the Denison City Council for Monday, August the 4th, 2025. I will invite Reverend Alton Blakely, pastor of the Mount Olive Baptist Church, to come forward and give our invocation, and then we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance by Denison Fire Chief Jacks.
Oh, whoops.
Just come around this side. Amen.
Amen.
And Chief Jacks will lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance and the Texas Pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Reverend. At this time, item number 2 on our agenda, it's an honor to be here in beautiful downtown Denison tonight to have Mr. Eric Simeon. He's the District Deputy Director for Representative Pat Fallon. If you'll come join us at the podium along with Donna Dow and her staff and any directors that we have for downtown Denison. And we have a very special presentation tonight from Mr. Simeon. Oh, and former Mayor Gott, I need you up. Yes, ma'am. I'll have to come get you.
Excuse my laid back and nice demeanor. I'm still in Mykonos mode. I'm still there, really, you know. But it is an immense, it is an immense honor to be here today to recognize the city of Denison. Congressman Fallon has written an extension of remarks to commemorate this occasion. This proclamation will be forever stored in the congressional record. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to recognize the city of Denison, Texas, a community with a rich and remarkable commitment, with a rich history and remarkable commitment to revitalization, civic pride, and economic growth. In 1872, Denison was founded as an important commercial trading center along the Missouri-Kansas-Texas Railroad during the momentous westward expansion of the American frontier in the late 19th century. By 1873, the city had grown to over 3,000 residents and established the first free public school in Texas. Denison is best known for being the birthplace of President Dwight D. Eisenhower and designated in his honor. Over the years, Denison has continued to serve as a testament to how local innovation, preservation of history, and community can simultaneously honor the city's past and transform its future. Today, over 28,000 people live in Denison, and it is growing each day. Since 1989, Denison has participated in the Main Street program to spur economic development through the preservation and promotion of historic commercial districts. Denison's downtown is home to 300 businesses and over 1,300 employees that are essential to the city's preservation and economic resilience. Each year, Denison also hosts nearly 700 public events and art installations that draw in many visitors from around the country and the world. For its excellence in downtown development, cultural preservation, and commercial district revitalization, Denison was presented with the 2025 Great American Main Street Award by Main Street America. Since its creation, this prestigious award has only been previously granted to 2 Texas cities. Denison credits its success to its strong network of partnerships with local organizations as they have helped foster community engagement and distribute resources and information regarding Main Street businesses. I want to congratulate the City of Denison, business owners, for their extraordinary leadership and collective contributions that have transformed Denison into the thriving Main Street community it is today. I have requested the United States flag to be flown over our nation's capital in recognition for this historic occasion. Congratulations! This is to certify the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol at the request of the Honorable Patrick Fallon, Member of Congress, recognizing the city of Denison, Texas.
Thank you, sir. Donna, could you join us? For a picture.
In all of this.
Right, kind of gather in just a bit.
Let me get some of the shine off my face. When the African's American, you know, sometimes.
If we don't mind, could we please have a round of applause for the Congressman? It's exciting to have, to be a GAMSA winner, and I think that gift's going to keep on giving for many, many years, and thanks in great part to Donna and Mayor Gott. We really appreciate it. Oops, sorry, I forgot to turn that around for our next speakers. We're now to item number 3 on our agenda, public comments. Citizens may speak on action items listed on the agenda. A request to speak card should be completed and returned to the city clerk upon arrival and prior to the council meeting. Prior to the council reaching the public comment section of the agenda. Citizen comments are limited to 3 minutes unless otherwise required by law. Comments related to the public hearings listed below, if any, will be heard when those specific hearings start. Are there any cards tonight? All right, we have no cards, so we'll move to item number 4, the consent agenda. For items A through I, is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Redwine, a second by Mayor Pro Tem Adams. Any discussion? All in favors, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We move to item number 5, which is our public hearings. I'd like to invite Diane York to come forward. Since you've turned that around for us, we appreciate it. And we look forward to hearing your information on the 7.773 acre tract legally described as being parts of Lot 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in Hunt subdivision, commonly known as 4331 South Highway 91. Ms. York.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. The first item I have for you tonight is a voluntary annexation application requesting the annexation of approximately 7.8 acres of land into the city of Denison limits. This is an aerial view of that subject property on the left, and then on the right is a zoning aerial showing the property.
Yeah. Now we're getting some volume now. It was a little soft earlier, but I think we found the volume.
It sounded quiet, yeah.
If I could have had a picture of your face.
It would go viral. Yeah, it could
I
be
feel like
viral.
sometimes when I'm up here, I'm just for comic relief for you guys. Are we good? Okay. Oh, my heart. All right. Okay, guys. So,
Item 5A.
yes, sir. All right. So, as I was saying, this is a voluntary annexation application for approximately 7.8 acres. Aerial view on the left of the subject property, and on the right is the zoning exhibit. The property is a part of a larger tract of land that fronts on Texoma Parkway. The applicant has submitted this voluntary annexation application along with an initial zoning application in order to bring in this land and expand the existing operations of Lindsay Glass. It's kind of hard to see, I'm sorry, but that building that's kind of in front of the yellow lines, that's Lindsay Glass that fronts on Texoma Parkway. The applicant wishes to expand their current operations for Lindsay Glass, but then ultimately would like to construct office warehouse buildings to tenant out or to lease for future office warehouse use. This is just the annexation portion, but the applicant, as I stated, has submitted a zoning application as well, and it is a companion item on this agenda. Staff recommends approval of the request, and I'm present for any questions you may have, and the applicant is here as well.
Any questions from council? If not, this is a public hearing. We'll open the public hearing at this time. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of or opposed to item 5A on our agenda?
I can speak.
Yes, sir. If you don't mind, please give us your name and address.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Tim Rutledge. I'm with Haystack General Contracting and Construction. We're acting as part of the builder and land developer for this business park expansion. We've been working from a civil standpoint for the last several months on infrastructure, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing engineering for the first building of the business park, and we're just eager to really get this project started.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Rutledge? Mr. Rutledge, thank you for being here tonight.
Very good, thank you.
Is there anyone else here to speak in favor of or opposed to item 5A? If not, the public hearing is closed. Back to council. Any discussion from council? All right, is there a motion from council?
Mayor, I would move to adopt the ordinance and annexing the subject property.
Second.
Okay. Since Reverend Thorne's a little closer to me, I'm going to let him have that second this time. So on a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Adams and a second by Councilman Thorne, to approve this motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. York, welcome back for item B, 5B, regarding this similar issue for item A, and if you'll, is commonly known as 4331 South State Highway 91. Ms. York?
Yes, sir. Thank you again. So now that we've annexed the land, we need to zone it. The applicant has submitted a zoning application for the 7.8 acres to initially zone the property commercial, which is the zoning district that this property is adjacent to. As I stated, the applicant does wish to initially expand the operations of Lindsay Glass and to allow for future development of additional office warehouse structures through the pre-development meeting process, and then also the comment period for both of these submittals. Staff went kind of back and forth with the applicant to determine the best zoning, and the applicant did want to land on commercial, even though future office warehouses would require conditional use permits. They believe that this zoning district fit their operations best, and that is what they wanted to land with, and it does fit the future land use plan, which calls for this area to be developed in a mixed commercial manner, and so zoning the subject property to commercial does comply with the future land use plan. Staff recommends approval of the request for these reasons, and the Planning and Zoning Commission also recommended approval of the request at their meeting held on July 22nd. I'm present for any questions you may have, and as you know, the applicant is here as well.
All right, thank you. Any questions from council? If not, this is a public hearing, and the hearing is now open. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of or opposed to item 5B on our agenda? Hearing and seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Back to council. Any questions or further comments from council?
So the expansion, the hours, business hours would be the same as they currently are?
Standard, yes, ma'am.
Standard,
8 to 5.
thank you.
Any other questions, comments? I now call for a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve an ordinance initially zoning the subject property to the commercial zoning district.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Councilman Thomas and a second by Councilman Courtright. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Now we move to item number C on the agenda. Ms. York, you're always welcome back. And we have a conditional use permit to speak of, about, commonly known as 1201 South Austin Avenue. Ms. York.
Thank you, sir. This item is a request, as you stated, for a conditional use permit in order to operate an automotive repair shop for property located at 1201 South Austin Avenue. The property is zoned commercial and does fall within the Austin Avenue Overlay District. The applicant is seeking the CUP, obviously, for that auto repair, as we've stated. The site has been developed in a way that does accommodate the intended use and has previously operated as an automotive repair facility. Through the review, obviously, of these major thoroughfares, staff does try to ensure that site visibility and aesthetic appeal along Austin Avenue specifically is essential, as it serves as a major gateway into Denison's downtown center. And it does shape the first impression of our community as visitors come into come to visit Main Street. Excuse me. To maintain a welcoming and visual cohesive streetscape, staff recommends conditions be placed on this conditional use permit, requiring the incorporation of landscaping by way of planters. I will say that a lot of Austin Avenue, as you are all very aware, is a lot of concrete. And so it's really hard to find a way to require landscaping without finding a balance and not requiring the demolishing of all of the concrete. If we had a design plan or a future plan for Austin Avenue, it'd be a little bit easier to see that into the future. But right now, we are recommending that landscaping be accommodated via planters, which is similar to other auto repair sites that have come through for a conditional use permit. Additionally, staff is requesting screening between the subject property and residential uses to the west. Property to the west that is two-family duplex, so that is a residentially zoned area, and screening is required between non-residential and residential areas. I do believe a screen is there. We'll want to make sure that it is adequate enough, and that will be a condition that staff is recommending be placed on this conditional use permit. And also, parking improvements. I will say that at the time that the staff report was written, we noticed that parking had already been accommodated for. There's parking on the north side of the building. Obviously, there's parking right there to the south you can see. And then there is one ADA parking space. It's kind of hard to see, but it's on the front or the east side of the building. We'll want to make sure that those are adequate and they meet all of the parking requirements and that there is no parking within the city's right-of-way. That's a common thing that we find within the Austin Avenue overlay. Additionally, staff recommends placing a condition on the CUP prohibiting open storage on site. I don't believe that's the intention of the property owner or any future tenants, and they have quite a bit of space, but placing that condition on this conditional use permit will help kind of mitigate or code those areas if for some reason open storage becomes an issue. If the city council deems these conditions appropriate, the conditions must be met prior to the applicant or future tenant obtaining a CO or a certificate of occupancy. And failure to comply once in operation will result in the loss of the approved CO as well as the conditional use permit. Per the future land use plan, the subject property is to be developed in a mixed commercial manner and designates this area as a revitalization area. The use of an auto repair shop is consistent with the future land use plan. And with those conditions that staff has recommended, staff does recommend approval of the request, and the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of the request at their meeting held on July 22nd, along with all the conditions that staff recommended. I'm present for any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Ms. York?
The applicant is here as well.
All right, thank you very much. This is a public hearing, and we now declare the public hearing open. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of or opposed to item C on our agenda? And the owner is here, I believe. Yes, sir. Would you like to come and state your name and give us your address? And
How are you guys?
Yeah,
My name is
great,
Moss Yusuf, and I am the owner of that piece of land at 1201 South Austin Avenue. This particular building has been an automotive repair center for a very long time. We acquired this building about 5 years ago. We had a tenant there, things went south for him, so it got shut down, and it was closed for over 5 months, and that's why we're here today. And I'm happy to be here to listen to you guys and do exactly what you guys want us to do. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes, whether it's a screen or landscaping, to make our building look good, to be a good neighbor, and to be a good thing for the city of Denison. So I'm here to listen. I'm here to do exactly what you guys want us to do, because we want to continue to do automotive repair center in this particular building. So we're going to listen to you guys. I'm not going to be the one to operate out of this building. We are going to have a tenant, but we have it in the contract. So I have someone we have signed a contract with, and it's been, I think we signed it back in February, but we've been going back and forth with the city officials, and I'm pleased to be here today. And so I'm here. I need you guys' help to see if we can get this going. I would really appreciate it.
all right, thank you.
And if you guys have any questions, I'm here to
Any
answer.
questions for the owner?
Standard hours of operation?
Yeah,
Monday
it's
through Friday
typically
or
8 to
Saturday?
6, and 8 to 6 from Monday to Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless he changes it to where he closes on weekends. Some people choose to do that. But I think that's what he's told me to do, that he's going to do.
All right. And you're agreeable to the conditions that the planning zone?
Oh, yeah. I want to be a good neighbor. I want to be a good business person in this city, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make the city look beautiful.
Fantastic, thank you.
I know years ago, it used to be a muffler shop there, and the guy, I remember I was about 19 years old. He fix my muffler for like $20. So as a condition,
You want to add that to your motion?
I want to add that to the motion.
Yeah. I promise we will not do it for 20 months. That's the promise. Just kidding.
Well, thank you very much for
Yeah,
coming
thank you,
tonight,
guys.
and
I
thanks for
appreciate
speaking.
it.
Is there anyone else who desires to speak in favor of or against the proposal for item C? Hearing none or seeing none, this public hearing is closed. Back to council. Any further questions or discussion? Is there a motion?
Mayor, I would move to approve an ordinance for conditional use permit allowing for the use of an automotive repair shop with the following conditions. Landscaping, planters are placed along the front of the existing structure, absent the city right-of-way to satisfy landscaping. Screening between the residential properties to the west. Parking spaces are appropriately striped and located on site and not within the city right-of-way. Open storage of materials or immobile vehicles or vehicles awaiting repair is prohibited.
Second.
We have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Adams, a second by Councilman Thomas. Any other questions, comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, sir. We look forward to doing business with you. And Ms. York, come on back up for item D, which deals with, I saw the location of 613 West Munson for a conditional use permit.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ms. York?
The applicant, EB Real Estate Texas LLC, is seeking approval for a conditional use permit to allow for an accessory dwelling unit or an ADU within the two-family duplex zoning district for property located at 613 West Munson Street. Per section 28.49, the use regulation chart, an accessory dwelling unit is allowed within the 2F zoning district with an approved conditional use permit. Per their project narrative, the applicant wishes to remodel a small structure located on the back of the property along the alley into an ADU. Per the applicant's project narrative, the ADU will have its own water, sewer, and electrical lines. Additionally, the applicant is proposing to utilize the alley for access to the ADU. Utilizing the alley for access requires that the alley be improved to city standards. And through the pre-development meeting process as well as the comment period for this submittal, staff has had those conversations with the applicant, and they are aware of this, and they'll work with the engineering staff to ensure that city standards are achieved. The applicant has provided elevations of the proposed ADU as well as a conceptual site plan detailing their ideal separation between the existing main structure and the proposed ADU. In the last conversation I had with the applicant, I'm sorry, I'm gonna flip it back. I'm not sure that this is still the desired separation. As you can kind of see from the site plan, there's a main structure, and then the ADU or proposed ADU is on the back of the property. There's a separation with a wooden fence. I don't know if that's still what she's wanting to do. She could probably speak more to that. It's not necessarily a condition we're asking to be placed, but in conversations with the fire marshal, there were some concerns with the separation and also access to that ADU. And so if, regardless of whether the fence is put up or not, an access or an improved access is needed for the fire marshal or for the fire department to access the ADU in case there's an emergency. So like a sidewalk to the back of the property. The fire trucks can't fit down the alley, nor can the ambulances, and so the fire department will have to enter if there was an issue from the front of the property. If the applicant does intend to move forward with that fence separation, gates will need to be added, and if there's locked, the fire department will need access to those locks. Due to the rising cost of housing, ADUs have become a popular option for generating extra income or for finding an affordable housing unit. The subject property has been provided the designation of neighborhood per the future land use plan, and per the comprehensive plan, these areas should be developed by way of many residential types, not limited to, but including single-family detached, townhomes, duplexes, and accessory dwelling units. The proposed accessory dwelling unit, or ADU, complies with the comprehensive plan and does provide an affordable housing option for future tenants. Staff recommends approval of the request, and the Planning and Zoning Commission also recommended approval of the request at their meeting on July 22nd. I'm present for any questions you may have, and the applicant is here as well.
Questions for Ms. York?
Was trash discussed and how they'll roll trash to the front of the dwelling, I'm assuming?
Yes,
I'm assuming, okay.
yes, sir. So that is what they'll need to do. The tenants will have to provide their trash carts and recycling carts to the front of the curb. With that separation of utilities, that ADU will have its own water accounts, water, sewer, and refuse.
So with that fence that was in the back, so I'm assuming that there's an access that cuts through on that divides the properties?
So not yet, but one will have to be provided.
Okay.
Most likely on the west side of the property. I think there's a driveway on the east side, but that access will need to be created for fire department access or for emergency personnel, and that is the access that could get them to the street.
So that would go down the west side or west side of the property?
That is where I'm assuming it will go,
Okay.
just given the layout of the existing property.
All right.
But the applicant can work with our fire marshal to determine the best route for that through the permitting process.
And that will be solved before the CO will be issued?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for Ms. York? All right. Thank you, ma'am. This is a public hearing for item number 5D. And we will open the public hearing. Is there anyone to speak in favor of or opposed to item D? Ma'am? If you would, kindly state your name. No, come on up. State your name and give us your address, please, ma'am.
My name is Ilana Bennett, and I'm the owner of the property. Over the last 7 months, we've worked really hard to develop the front home, the main home on the structure. Went through the whole permit process and everything, so I'm excited to get started on the back unit. I think someone would love to live there and make good use out of the home.
All right. Thank you. And you understand the issues concerning the gates and the access
Yes,
for
sir.
emergency personnel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for the owner?
Are both dwellings going to be rentals, or is it owner occupied?
They'll both be rentals. And I've been a realtor for almost 20 years, so I'll be the property manager as well. And I live nearby. I also have a local contractor, emergency contract, that lives like a couple blocks away if anything were to happen. But yeah.
I think one of my concerns with ADUs, when there's tenants that can't control who their neighbors are, is the lack of privacy, I guess, when you are going in between the household and in such close proximity. And it's one of the things that, I go back and forth on how I feel about ADUs, my personal opinions, but I think that is one of the things that it's important to know that, just having compatible tenants in both sides, because not all neighbors are compatible.
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Yeah. Absolutely. Or, with the fence, we're hoping the fence will separate, but again, I can make a great big opening for anyone to get through and back. And I know a lot of backyards are divided by that fence between two houses, so trying to create something similar.
Yeah, I believe, like, if one neighbor has a pet, a dog or something like that, maybe having that access that they can still have a privacy for that,
Yes.
and not have to walk through, where a dog might attack them as they're rolling their trash out front, so.
Yes, I'll work, however you want me to set it up, I'll comply with all of the suggestions and everything.
Ms. Bennett, I'd just like to say we're glad that you live here because many of our rental owners do not. And so we appreciate you being able to be close and take care of any issues that might arise.
Absolutely, it'd be my pleasure. I love to do it.
Any other comments, questions? All right, Ms. Bennett, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate
Thank
your information. Is there anyone else who would like to speak in favor of or opposed to item 5D? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll call the public meeting closed. Back to the council. Any other comments or questions? All right. Seeing none, is there a motion?
Mayor, I move to approve an ordinance for a conditional use permit allowing for an accessory dwelling unit within the two-family duplex residential district for property located at 613 West Munson.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Courtright and a second by Councilman Thorne. Any other questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. And now to item number E, Ms. York,
Last one.
last one.
Thank you, Mayor. In order to receive the Community Development Block Grant funding, the City of Denison is required to submit a 5-year consolidated plan, an annual action plan for each of the program's years. Last year was the final year of that consolidated plan, and since January of 2025, the city has held various public meetings, and focus group interviews to determine areas of need for which the funding could be used. The 5-year consolidated plan for years 2025 through 2029 and the 2025 annual action plan summarize the findings from the public participation and provide data analysis and several data sets. Both plans will be submitted to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, no later than August 15th, 2025. A public hearing to receive feedback from all interested parties is a requirement of the plan. For the action plan, the City of Denison plans to undertake the following activities and meet the following objectives under the 2025 CDBG grant program. Minor emergency rehabilitation, program administration, and then infrastructure projects, which is related to the Section 108 loan that was secured in 2017, and then code enforcement. Public notices for this public hearing appeared in the Herald Democrat on June 21st, 2025, and July 17th of 2025. And I'm sure you all remember these, but 2 project updates were provided to council prior to this public hearing, and the CDBG Steering Committee received a report on the consolidated plan and annual action plan on June 16th, 2025. This is a public hearing, and I'm present for any questions you may have.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Ms. York? If not, thank you. This is a public hearing. The hearing is now open. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of or opposed to item number 5E in our agenda? Seeing and hearing none, the public hearing is now closed. Back to the council. Any other questions or comments? All right, is there a motion?
Mayor, I move to recommend approval of the Community Development Block Grant 2025 through 2029, 5-year consolidated plan, and the 2025 annual action plan.
Second.
We have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Adams, a second by Councilman Thomas. Is there any other questions or discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Ms. York, for your help this evening. We'll now move to agenda item number 6, items for individual consideration. We'll receive a report, hold discussion, and take action on amending the Denison Development Alliance fiscal budget for the year 2025. Ms. Alsabaugh, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Denison City Council approved the Denison Development Alliance's fiscal year 25 budget on September 3rd, 2024. On June the 26th of 2025, the DDA Board of Directors approved amendments to their budget, and Tony Kai, President of DDA, is here to speak on those amendments and to seek Council's approval.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Kai, welcome.
Thank you, Lori. Honorable Mayor and Council, you have been provided proposed amend budget. I just want to go over it line by line. We've highlighted those items that we're going to discuss this evening briefly. EDA grant. We intended to apply for an EDA grant because we had a letter of intent for some property at JM. That has not materialized, so we don't intend to do that this fiscal year, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. We did receive some money from last year's EDA grant. That's when we got $27,000 in that line item. Property sales income. Again, we had an LOI for property at John Mansville. We were hoping that we would close a deal on that, but that has not happened. That sales price was going to be $3.2 million, so we're just taking that out and cleaning up our budget. And then the sewer line bond reimbursement. That was a project that we partnered with the city on the 15 acres that Joe Gilbert's developing. And DDA agreed to pay the bond payments for 3 years and then get reimbursed by the TERS. So that happened this year. So we have the line item, additional 615 in our income. The property sales income, we did sell 2 lots in our Foundation Industrial Park. There'll be 2 80,000 square foot buildings built on those 6 acre lots. So that's the 636, 580. And the next page, again, on the EDA infrastructure grant, we're just taking that out. We'll probably go back with that this coming year, next fiscal year. There was a delay in EDA funding through the new administration when all federal agencies were kind of locked down. But we're going to revisit that this next fiscal year. So really the main issue that we're here for tonight is the infrastructure for the Foundation Business Park. And as we continue to sell lots and develop these projects, and working with the City Public Works, they've recommended that we install a 12-inch water line so we can loop the 8-inch line that's out there in the park. And that additional cost is about $300,000.
About how much?
About $300,000.
Okay.
So we've gone through the bid process. The city's administering that as a partner for us, and that line is under construction as we speak. So that's open for any questions about that, but that's what we got.
Any questions for Mr. Kai? Comments? Mr.
Thank you,
Kai,
sir.
thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate it. And so we need a motion to amend the Denison Development Alliance budget for fiscal year 2025. Is there a motion?
Mayor, I move to approve the amended Denison Development Alliance fiscal year 2025 budget as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Adams, a second by Councilman Courtright to approve the amendments to the budget. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Move to item number 7 on the agenda. Ms. Amanda Parsons has a report and a discussion regarding a new dog park at Forest Park. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for having me. In November of last year, the Main Street Department and the Parks and Recreation Department teamed up to collaborate on the possibility of installing a dog park at Forest Park to serve the downtown loft dwellers in the local community due to there being very limited open space for those pet owners. We've secured funding through our Parks Dedication Fund to facilitate the project. Majority of the work is anticipated to be performed in-house to keep costs low. The dog park itself will have similar amenities, just a much smaller footprint to our existing dog park at the backyard at Waterloo. We anticipate starting to purchase materials late this month with construction to start mid to late September, with hopes that we can complete the project before we kick off Denison on Ice. And I'm available for any questions that you have.
All right, any questions from council? If not, I'm excited for the new dog park. I know it's well needed, and thank you for your efforts and getting this planned out for us. And this is an information-only item. It requires no motion. So thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Parsons. There is no need for an executive session tonight. I would ask that you please keep in your prayers our Councilman Josh Massey, who lost his sister recently and is unable to be here tonight. So please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And if there's no other business tonight, my favorite part, meeting's adjourned. Thank you all for being here.